Hello everyone, welcome to the Global Economics. You are here with me, Prof, representing the Global Economics. Today we are delighted to have with us Dr. Kriengsak Chareonwongsak or Dr. Dan, a luminary in academia, politics and economic development. From his role as a senior fellow at Harvard University to his impactful contributions in economic research and political leadership and chairman Nation Building Institute International or NBII. So please join me in welcoming him as we dive deep into a fascinating journey, experiences and insight. Welcome, Dr. Dan. We are honored to have you here today.
It's my pleasure. Sawasdee krab.
How are you today?
Very delighted to be here with you.
Thank you so much for your valuable time.
I just gave some of the awards to the worthy individuals. So it's exciting always to see right kind of people receive awards.
And it's not your first time this
No, it's
year,
my
right?
second time. That means I must be very, very good to be accepted again.
Of course.
Or tolerating me one more time.
How do you see the differentiate between the last year and this year?
I think this year they had much more diversity of awardees, much more nationalities, and the varieties of awards is clear. And I think it has developed into a truly regional and I hope global awards that can give to many that are worthy.
Yeah, and we're happy to have you here again this year as well. As we know that you have been creating a lot of knowledges for our society and our countries, and of course not only for the domestic version but also the international level as well. But your thoughts on human capital management have been phenomenal as well. But recently you introduced the AMA model and you created by yourself. Would you like to throw more light on why you think this model can enable us to manage people and the workforce in a better way?
You know, I create this AME model as an acronym of 5 key words. A represent aspiration. I believe that human beings can achieve a lot if you have set some aspiration as your goal. And your existing situation, there is a gap between what you are currently achieving and what you want to achieve. That gap need to be bridged by your deep desire to close that gap. So aspiration basically is to have target, to have a gap, and to have desire to bridge it. The second word I, the acronym I, is inspiration, which I believe is a power that pushing from inside you, inside out.
Individually.
Yes, inside out pushing force. Then M, motivation, is a power that pulling out from outside in. That means from outside pulling you from the internal part out. So that's motivation. The M, another M is motive, which is abstract concept of what human being wanted to have. I think there is currently, in my opinion, a few, maybe 12 key motives that individual in varieties they like to have. And if you understand your own motive and others, you will be able to find yourself, get up and do something. And the last word is I, is incentive, which is something concrete that you want to have, that incentivize you. So putting them together, you have the target that you need to bridge, that you're still not yet there as aspiration. You have the pushing force from internal, and the extracting the pulling force from outside, motivation. And you have abstract motive and concretized incentive. By having the 5 together, seamlessly dovetailing together as a package of understanding your inner self, I think human being can achieve a great deal if we have AME. And if you understand other people AME, you too would be able to climb into their heart through a small hole that you discover and able to motivate and push them along gladly to achieve the target or the vision that they have in mind.
And can Amy apply to the national level?
Obviously, you know, I have a deep belief philosophically that a nation is a collection of individuals, but it would be a good nation when it's a unified, pluralistic collection of people. That means as a national agenda, it must be on the platform of the commonality of the people in the society. The citizens must have the unified platform of aiming, of desiring together what you want to see in your country. If you don't have national aspiration, then the country will go nowhere. Obviously, the process has to be with leadership and inculcating into the people's heart and soul. You need to be able to work at the level which is subliminal in their spirit. It's a national spirit of aspiring for something that will bring about concrete results. So therefore, I think Amy is something is applicable to individual, to collectiveness, and also at all level, at a small community and an organization or a nation and beyond. So I believe that Amy is a very important, powerful tool that concretely, succinctly can create a unified effort that consistently able to propel for the achievement.
That's interesting. So we can use Amy in every kind of areas, from a small part until the big part. So how do you think about if we teach this Amy method to the youngest one,
in fact,
like the new generation?
This is what, in fact, I'm applying to our Thai society. Pardon me for being a little bit domestic now. I'm a Thai, therefore I need to set example in Thailand. I'm working with 4,500 schools in Thailand to establish nation-building youth clubs all over Thailand, so that they will have this Amy for national development and nation building. And we are achieving that more and more. Now we have set up nation-building youth councils, every provinces in Thailand, and I believe by creating Amy in them, we will succeed. Many times people do by program activities, but that doesn't last. But when you motivate people internally with Amy, I think something lasting can be seen into the long future.
I do agree. And as we mentioned earlier, that you have worked in the academia and the government and also as a businessman. How have these varied experiences shaped your worldview? And what can we do to bridge the divide among these three important elements of national development?
I'm the champion of integration. And I have written the concept of integration in a very clear definition beyond usual dictionary. I do believe that integration applies to the various aspects in life as well as in our work. In a nation, you have the government as a public sector. You have the business as a private sector. And you also have the academia, the universities and civil societies as a people sector. I call the 3 Ps. The 3 Ps has to integrate, working together. Public sector, people sector, private sector. Therefore, my whole life is in these many domains, which is not compartmentalized, but totally integrated in my effort. So I walk through my entire life. My early years, I start with an academia. When I got my PhD at the age of 25, I become a university lecturer. I came back and start teaching, and I continue to teach throughout my life till today. I have 44 years of work experience after my PhD, which is now I'm 69. Therefore, I have been academia all my life. Once an academia, always an academia. You never get away from it because the love of learning, the love of knowledge, the love of dispensing knowledge, the love of building on knowledge and able to utilize knowledge. I also became a politician. I lead some of a very old and established party in Thailand. I was a member of parliament. I also served in many governments. And in my roles as advisor to the Prime Minister, advisor to many ministers, advisor to the President of the Parliament. In politics, I believe that it's also very vital that we have to really understand why there's a need of politics. When people live together, you need people to govern and govern justly and well. If you don't have good government, then your country would never get anywhere.
Yes.
Therefore, we need to learn to work with the government. And we need not to be shy away from politics. If you leave politics to all the rotten people, therefore don't complain why the country is so bad. Therefore, we need to join politics, whether as a politician directly or indirectly as citizen politics, civic politics. So therefore, politics is important. Business is also important because you produce goods and services to serve the community, to serve the people of your nation and the world. Therefore, if we don't have the business sector, life is abnormal. Human beings require these three sectors together. I'm fortunate that I have walked through all these three dimensions in my one life. And I've done it all concurrently, adding on top of one another, and never cease being someone who integrating business with civil society, academia, and politics. So that hopefully the goal, the aspiration I have to make Thailand a good example of a well-built nation. Nation building concept I created in my writing and in my thoughts, and create program to train key leaders in the countries. In my Nation Building Institute, we train leaders. We have Prime Minister joining us. We have cabinet members, Deputy Prime Minister. We have judges, Attorney General. We have police. We have military people. We have professors. We have president of university, business leaders, lawyers, doctors, all kinds of people who should be in leadership for nation building. And we've done so for the last many years, and I hope soon and very soon, Thailand will set a good example of how nation building can be done by our own effort, bottom up, not just politically top down by election alone, but it has to be civic politics, civic action that come from the people who are citizens, who take charge of their country, not just as consumer of the society, but producer of the society as well.
I see. So can we rate which one is more important than which one from among these three elements?
Everyone have merits on its own. We all divided and distribute people into various sectors. I do understand, and the importance are all there. I do believe that not everyone can do all three at the same time. It would require too much effort, too much work, too much strenuous schedule. But I'm fortunate that the three can be combined seamlessly. And I do believe that the effort will produce results. I can't say which one is more important. All of them have their merits for what they are part of in our society. And I would like to see more people exert their influence through all these spheres, not just academia as academia, but academia for nation building. Not just politics for politics' sake as a profession, but for nation building. Not just business in economics dimension for business and profit's sake, but for nation building. I call corporate nation building. That means every organization need to be a corporate that have the primary motive that whatever you do it for nation building. I call CNB, corporate nation building. And I hope that we establish a lot of different organizations in the workplaces that will be CNB workplaces, that would be corporate nation building throughout Thailand. And once it coming to a critical number, I think something will see some strong impact.
This is a wonderful answer. Thank you. From each of your communication pieces, it is clear that your heart beats for Thailand, of course. What are you doing this year to further uplift the people of Thailand?
You know, I have been doing this every single day I woke up till the late nights I go to bed for the last many years, 44 years of my working life. If I count only after my PhD, it's 44 years now of my effort. I feel that every morning I'm excited with passion to wake up because there's something worthwhile to do. There's a lot more to do if I have more time. Therefore, I'm excited. And therefore, my schedule is filled with all kinds of activities. It could be activities of not only doing research, writing. I write 200 books and many articles. Not only that, giving speeches to help teach, train, and inspire and develop leaders and others. I divide my time in not only teaching, writing, speaking, but in management. I have organization I have to manage, and I wanted to focus on organization that matter, that can change the world. I divided my time into organization for academia, organization for the civic organization, for charity, organization for business. I'm chairman of a number of companies that are listed in the stock exchange. And I sit on board of universities. Therefore, I'm part of the governing part. Some of my time is governing, some of my time managing. I also start a number of business. Also start a lot of academia institutions that are important to do, that I believe will change the country. So my time are sliced really thin every day. Tonight I was here just a few minutes ago before this program to hand out the awards because I think I want to encourage people who do well so that others would follow likewise. So it divided into time, sometimes social time, to have fraternity with friends who we have dinner, we spend time. So there's a lot of different kind of elements in my life. Some do it by yourself, some working with other people. So this is a life, and some of them is communication, right? We have to set aside some time for communication to make sure we help more people than the people that are directly around us, but people who are further off. I'm on television a lot, giving interview. Why? Because I want to change direction of this country. Therefore, I divided my time. I'm just telling you a little bit about every day what I'm doing. You probably feel tired hearing this. So anyway, there's a lot to do every day.
Yeah, with such, do you have time to sleep?
Yeah, I do have time to sleep, and I know how to manage. And, I do have time to even do a little exercise.
Oh my God.
I do have time to visit people who in the hospital if they are my friends. I do have time to go to funerals, to pay tribute to those who done a good job in their life. Time to go for wedding. A ceremony where people invited. Social time. I have time for everything because I manage.
Okay. It seems like you have like 48 hours a day than other.
No, I think I have 168 hours a day.
Love to have that one too. Okay, so I would once again like to go back to one of your research articles posted on your website.
Which one?
You talk about work-life integration,
Okay.
right? We are all aware of work-life balance, but actually it seems like the last question. But how exactly does work-life integration differ from work-life balance in your
In fact,
Yeah.
In fact, I disagree with work-life balance. Therefore, I create a concept called work-life integration out of what I have practiced. And therefore, I create a concept. I practiced all my life work-life integration. And I believe in integration, I told you. But you know, I noticed that people who talk about work-life balance with due respect for what they were wishing effort to say so. They think work is at the office or doing things that you work hard, you don't really want to do, you have to do it because you want to earn your living, to make money, and therefore you tolerate it for many hours a day because that's called work. And then the rest, when you have nothing to do for the benefit of gaining paycheck, then is your free time, leisure, fun, happy hours you call life. And therefore you wanted to have time free for those kind of leisure. And you're afraid that work encroach on your free time. Therefore the concept of work-life balance in the name of you burn out, you will have problem, you will totally be snow under with overburdening workloads, and you will be depressed, you will be unhappy, you'll be squashed, you'll be sick, you'll be stressful. This is the concept behind their mind, unspoken. But to me, if you do things that you really like, it's never a burden. You remember a story? You talk to a beautiful girl for 3 hours, it's like 3 minutes. But if you talk to someone you really don't like, 3 minutes is like 3 hours. If you like something you enjoy, you don't think it's a burden, right? It's a pleasure. Therefore, I feel that if you choose what you want to do, right, choose the right thing that your heartbeat is at, and you really want to do, you enjoy every single moment of things meaningful, purposeful that you do. Something that sync with your nature, that you really feel you are here for as a human being. You'll be excited, you'll be passionate, you'll be totally happy to be totally absorbed into it and forgot the time. And therefore, your life is there. Life is work, work is life. Enjoyment. And work is not just to get paid. Whether you get paid or no pay, it's something called work, if it's meaningful. Therefore, my definition is nothing to do with pay. You'll be surprised. I spend a lot of time doing voluntary service that get no pay. I am an individual that is unique. In my entire life, I never seek job. I never apply for a job. Job always run to get me. I never ask for a job in my entire life.
You just do what you like.
And I do everything. I pick and choose what I like. And I choose only what I really like. That's the key in keeping myself sane, happy, and passionate.
Happy and passionate towards this, so empowered with everything. Wow.
That's why work-life integration is vital. And anyone who woke up to it, understand it, get enlightened, will have a powerful future that is not going to be like what we have experienced in the sad part.
I do agree, and unbelievable that I'm talking to you and you said that you are now 69 years old.
Yes.
Is it like you have a lot of power to give?
I feel 25.
25?
I'm 69, but I feel 25.
Yes, agree.
Because that work-life integration in me.
In you.
And I have thought through philosophically. I'm a deep thinker.
Yes.
I'm a good friend with Aristotle. He's only 2,500 years older than me, but we are good friends. You know why? We converse a lot. Every time I read his book, he's talking to me. Every time I think about it, I'm conversing back. Therefore, I like sage. I like deep thinker. And if you think deep, you'll find life much more fun.
Much more fun. Unfortunately, today we have so short time talking to you. Next time, we would love to invite you for more time talking in this session. But today, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Dan. You gave us a lot of insightful knowledge, information, and everything in your experiences. And would you like to leave some message for our global economics, if you would like?
Let me say this, if you have victory in your mind,
ค่ะ
in your thinking life, you have victory in your life that you are living. If you don't have victory here, you have no victory in life. Therefore, it start right here in your mind.
Wow, that's great. Thank you so much for today.
It's my
Once
pleasure.
again, hope to see you next time.
Thank you.
If you found this interview compelling, don't forget to show up your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing for more thought-provoking conversations.